Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What?
All right, everyone. Today's court hearing is completely insane. We've got Matthew Aldridge here, or at least that's the name on the documents. But the man standing at the podium is doing the whole I don't have a name routine. He's referring to himself as an attorney in fact, which, by the way, isn't even a real legal concept. These sovereign citizen types always try to claim that the court has no authority over them. But here's the reality. Courts have jurisdiction over anyone within their area, no exceptions. The judge doesn't buy it for even a second and shuts him down in the most legendary way at the end. He absolutely outsmarts this guy. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't the court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me.
I mean, it's one thing. This guy is claiming to be an attorney in fact. And to support that claim, he literally just handed the judge a piece of paper. And I know you all didn't get to see it because this part was kind of slow, but the paper basically cited a made-up law that supposedly gives him the authority to represent the person Matthew Aldridge. And for anyone wondering, real attorneys have to be licensed by the state and follow actual legal procedures. None of this DIY, homemade, single sheet of paper legal fantasy nonsense. You know, sovereign citizens like this guy love to argue about jurisdiction, as if declaring themselves above the law actually works, and spoiler alert, it doesn't. Courts rely on well-established laws, not imaginary ones, and the judge here is not about to entertain this nonsense. Honestly, is this whole sovereign citizen thing becoming more common? Or am I just unlucky enough to keep running into these bizarre cases? Let me know in the comments.
Tomorrow, and as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation, and I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are in fact Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury. Certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time that all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge.
This judge right here is dealing with this lunatic like a total professional. I mean, he's staying calm while shutting him down at every single turn. This guy barely even got a chance to push his attorney of fact nonsense before the judge broke it down piece by piece. It almost seems like the judge took this personally, or maybe he's just dealt with this kind of thing so many times before, especially once the guy started quoting his made-up laws. And honestly, I thought it was pretty funny when the judge jumped in and said he couldn't even say his own name. You usually see judges stay more stoic and not show much expression, so that moment stood out to me. But it was obvious from the very beginning that this judge wasn't going to waste any of his time on this circus act. At the end of the day, though, it really just shows how ridiculous and pointless these stunts actually are.
Trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th or a bond revocation will
Sovereign
take place,
citizens really are on another level. These are people who believe they can simply opt out of the legal system by claiming they don't acknowledge the government's authority. I mean, they'll go on and on about things like common law or the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code, while completely misunderstanding how those laws actually function. And just to be clear, courts operate under federal, state, and local laws. I don't know whether they realize that or not, but these are laws that have existed for centuries and are backed by the Constitution. There's no loophole where you can just decide the rules don't apply to you. Yet these people continue to clog up courtrooms with bizarre arguments, wasting everyone's time and accomplishing absolutely nothing except earning themselves a criminal record in the process. Legally speaking, the entire sovereign citizen defense falls apart because of one simple concept: jurisdiction. Courts have jurisdiction over anyone within their geographic area, no matter what kind of legal nonsense you claim. That kind of talk might sound clever inside echo chambers, but judges have heard it all before, and they don't entertain it for even a second. And for anyone wondering, trying to avoid taxes or get out of a speeding ticket using these tactics doesn't just fail. It can actually lead to harsher penalties for wasting the court's time. Personally, I don't understand why these people keep trying this. Do they really think they're outsmarting the system, or is it just some strange form of rebellion? Either way, it's ridiculous, and honestly, it's kind of sad. They're not actually fighting the system. They're just making fools of themselves. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up my breakdown for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think about sovereign citizens in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care.